So not only skills will end up into the meaningful employment. There are 70% women in the economic activities. Another target has been kept. Presently, government says it's around 43% women are in the economic activities. So that is the labor force participation rate. Earlier data was very less, 24, but now recently survey government says that it's up to 43, mainly because of rural women who participate in large scale, especially in the agriculture activities. 43% नाही, but this 70% of the economic activities, which will boost the economy itself. Farmers making our country the food basket of the world. So India should not produce for itself, but for the world. So these are the targets, which are most of them measurable. Like this is measurable: 100% good quality, zero poverty, 100% skilled labor, 70% women activities. So having a measurable target is also important ideal. If it is measurable, then we can see that whether it is achieved or not achieved. So in this budget, the proposed development measures spanning the broader areas of the Garib. So this 4 is be like favorites, span 10 areas: Garib, youth, Annadata, and Nari. So of course, some criticize that still Garib is there, of course. That on the other hand, government keeps saying every time that we are like breaking the billions of people out of poverty. So Garib is one of the focus. Youth, India is the most youthful country in the world. Annadata, so that's a farmer, biggest voter, of course. And then women is also been focused, it has been claimed. So 10 things they talked about. So this way what they try to make some type of palace. Palace level pillar, this much is the rooms, this type of like structures type they discuss. So let's see the 10 broad areas of focus. One is spurring the agriculture growth and productivity. So they had focus, they claimed on agriculture growth and productivity. Because if you see that way political scenario in the country, AAP has also lost. Congress is like not in the position. So the real opposition who can become chances is who? If any opposition build up at all. Presently, BJP is in such a situation that there is nobody in the opposition per se. But suppose who can become opposition? Farmers. Farmers are at potential. If they go against, a lot of problems may come. And the way they are still on Shabbu border in Haryana and want to march to the Delhi war is on fast, so many days, 12 demands they have made in front of the government. So what government we thought that let's first bring A, start ABCD starts from A, so A is agriculture like that. So that's the first this is spurring the agricultural growth and productivity. Second, building this prosperity and resilience. So rural prosperity and resilience. So rural prosperity, urban areas are already been criticized, are relatively growing faster than a rural. India growing faster than a Bharat. So better to focus on that. And resilience. What is the meaning of resilience? So remaining steady in the ups and downs. Just like Corona period, a lot of them happen. Or now with the Donald Trump rising again, another trade war is started. So that may create ups and downs. But still, economy should remain resilient, steady. Taking everyone together on an inclusive growth path. So inclusive growth is one of the objectives we have been cherishing for a long time now. So continuing on that path of inclusive growth. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas. The 4-line agenda has been there. Boosting manufacturing and furthering Make in India. So manufacturing remains one of the weak points of India even today. So again, that is one of the focus. And Make in India, not Europe. In between, government has taken the inverted term called as Atmanirbhar Bharat. But so that is achieved. Then again, target come to produce for the world and not for itself only. So Make in India remains like relevant government claims. Supporting MSMEs. Lot of emphasis government has put from beginning of this sector called as the MSMEs. They claimed micro, small, and medium enterprises. So they will be continued. Enabling employment-led development. So this is last budget and this budget. First time government come to this discussion. So otherwise, what was accused earlier, that never they discuss about employment specifically. but last budget is the interim budget and this budget, they did talk first time about employment-led development. So only development doesn't create employment. That is one of the issue. So a development should be employment-led. Investing in the people, economy, and innovation. So three things: people, economy, and innovation. So people include the various educational programs, economy, the infrastructure mainly, and innovation, AI, quantum computing. This R&D, blockchain technology. All these innovations has to be now focused. Securing energy supplies. So this remains one of the still a weak point of India, that 80% of the oil required for the country we import. And though we are trying to go for electric vehicles, etc., it has other issues like cobalt, lithium. They have to be also again imported. So other imports are there in your field. So these all issues are still there. Promoting exports, that has been one of the challenges for the India. And nurturing innovation. Finally, creating an ecosystem for the innovation. So these are 10 focus areas, are these 10 for the budget. So for the journey of development, so four powerful engines. So they talked about four powerful engines. A car with there is a four-stroke engine, so there are four engines directly. So one is agriculture, second is the MSME, third is the investment, and fourth is the exports. That has been claimed. Agriculture, MSME is investment, and exports. The fuel is a reforms. So from reform to transform. So already reform process began in 1991 under Manmohan Singh, which has already completed more than 30 years. But time has come to turn the reforms into the transform zone now. Our guiding spirit is inclusivity. So it should be inclusive and not exclusive. And destination is of course a Vikasit Bharat. That's a goal kept in the front. The budget aims to initiate the transformative reforms across 6 domains. So again, they talk about the transformative reforms, reform to transform, transformative reforms in 6 domains, 6 areas during the next 5 years. So purpose nowadays they keep such a way things that the next 5 years will include the next election. So election time then make an emotional appeal. Something has started now. Allow us to complete and then go. Sometimes what they could have done, they could have kept for 4 years, then suppose the election is there. But no, this is like last time also there were similar ideas. They such a way kept the target, we shall come to the next year of election type. So same logic, 5 years. This will augment the growth potential and the global competitiveness. The domains are one, taxation. So India has been accused of like tax terrorism, a lot of disputes related to taxes. Notices are spent. So environment is bad about this taxation. So this is one of the reform required. Power sector, one of the big issues we are suffering still. Then urban development. India has very congested cities, polluted cities, and number of issues are been there. One of the reasons why I lost in Delhi, this issue only, that Delhi as a city has become very worst type of livable city recently. In mining, India has a big potential in the mining, but we haven't actually achieved the potential. Financial sector, another weak point of India. And then regulatory reforms, forming multiple regulatory institutions and making relevant laws to sustain them. So these are the 6 domains on which we are supposed to work. So growth potential will be achieved and global competitiveness will be improved. So these are all important because as we discussed many times, 21st century belong to the Asia. China want to be Chinese century, but who will not allow it to happen? Yes. India. Share it at least. India, China should share the 21st century. It should not be only Chinese century. So in that case, then we should not look at the domestic thing. We should also keep a global business scenario in the mind. So now agriculture as the first engine. What are the ideas? Let's say. So now Prime Minister Dhanya Krishi Yojana. So this is there are multiple schemes. Presently, government has around 700 schemes going on in different sectors. So already multiple schemes are going on, but still, sometimes government think of launching a new one. So this time, Dhanadhanya Krishi Yojana. So developing agri-district program. So it's idea of creating an agri-district program motivated by the success of an aspirational district program. So earlier there was aspirational district program was launched, and most backward district in the country were chosen and declared as aspirational district. So calling somebody backward, they feel good or bad? Bad, no? Who will like to call themselves as a backward? So instead of calling them backward, the more positive idea is aspirational. आकांक्षी जिल्ह्यात मस्त ते आकांक्षी जिल्हे तयार केले. More than 135 are there, and list has come down to 23 nearly. How? Because one by one they come out. How they come out? Because special attention is given to the aspirational districts. A separate fund is created, and they were given a priority in everything. Say road building, water supply, mobile towers, giving permissions, investments. They are given a priority, and that was a big advantage. Even that has helped in the decline. Which movement in India? Left-wing extremism, because most of the aspirational districts are basically the Naxal districts. Indeed, they are backward, therefore Naxalism prospered. So when development reached up to them, obviously Naxalism also declined. So government has already gone ahead and launched the aspirational block program. So aspirational district, on the district is focus. The aspirational block, whole block is taken into consideration, and the block level management, block level planning and investment is done. So already that is going on. Aspirational block program. But on same lines now, government come with this Dhanadhanya Krishi Yojana, in which agri-district program will be there, and is similar to the aspirational district. Partnership with the states will be done into it through the convergence of existing schemes and specialized measures. So as in agriculture is the whole subject. Agriculture is a state subject. Land is a subject. State subject. Cooperative is also state subject. So one way one is tricky. Some way object that why government is launching such schemes if it is a state subject. But again, doesn't mean that government can't launch. But of course, then they want to go ahead. They have to go in partnership with states, because agriculture is a state subject basically. Though the convergence of existing scheme and specialized measures, the program will cover 100 districts with low productivity. So target is to cover the 100 districts which are low productivity, moderate crop intensity, and below average credit parameters. So three criteria are kept for selecting the 100 districts. The districts having low productivity, moderate crop intensity, and below average credit parameters. Aim is to enhance the agriculture productivity. This all is very common. We can assume adopt crop diversification and sustainable agriculture practices, augment post-harvest storage at a panchayat and block level, improve irrigation facilities availability of long-term and short-term credit. This program is likely to help the 1.7 crore farmers. This may help the 1.7 crore farmers in the country. And this is the way the Dhanadhanya Yojana will help the most backward districts in terms of agriculture development to come up on the par with the other districts in the India. That's the advantage of this idea. So building rural prosperity and resilience. So rural prosperity and resilience, one of the ideas they discussed already. So comprehensive multi-sectoral program will be launched in the partnership with the states. So it has to be multi-sectoral, obviously. You cannot take one sector and bring the rural prosperity. Suppose only made roads and not made any other development. Then will that bring prosperity? No. Or not roads, only irrigation is better. Or only so this only thing doesn't make any difference. It has to be multi-sectoral program, and that too in partnership with states. Now, ultimately, states are important in this all. This will address the underemployment in the agriculture through skilling. So already in employment, we discussed the idea called underemployment. What is underemployment? More people are working than required. Then that is called disguised employment. And what is underemployment? Too much job not according to the qualification. So presently, when farmers are graduate or more than that, but if they're doing farming only, then that's type of underemployment. To the skills, it is not matching there. So we have to also increase the skilling of these people, investment, technology, give them full opportunity and invigorate the rural economy. Invigorating the rural economy. The goal is to generate ample opportunities in rural areas so that migration is an option and not a necessity. So this way, this all discussion going on about the people and the Trump. Obviously, they are being like illegally entering into the US, and many of them have spent 40 to 50 lakh rupees to enter into the US. So, of course, their money also for internship. And then they have like with families, permission, etc. They tried this all. It's all the scheme. They will also got killed. It's that's safe. They come back itself is a luck. But in this way, people try to go out itself is curious. If we are already in Amrut Kala, I'm going to enter into Swarnim now. Why is people out run away? Na? Itself is curious. But mainly rural people, and they are merely frustrated about the opportunities available. Like, so they think of migration either to cities or sometimes directly to the other country. So what is our aim? Migration should be an but not a necessity. Presently, many times migration become the necessity since opportunities are not available at the rural areas. Our government will now launch a 6 years, 6 years mission for Atmanirbhar time pulses. So some years back, when pulses were shot in a Mann Ki Baat, Prime Minister gave a call for increasing the production of pulses. Farmers did respond at that time, and the pulses production gone up. And to some extent, the relief came on the import side because we import also the pulses. India is the biggest producer of pulses, but also India is the biggest consumer of pulses. So the pulses production is not suffice, and we have to also import the pulses. Now, oil etc. is okay that we can't produce domestically and therefore we import. But pulses we can produce domestically. No? So now government is thinking that we should go for complete self-reliance on the pulses Atmanirbharta mission for 6 years. Special focus on 3: Tur, Urad, and Masoor. On these 3, because they are local. Other like beans, lentils, they're also there, but in these 3 are being focused for the government. Central agencies, NAFED and NCCF, will be ready to procure these 3 pulses as much as offered during the next 4 years from the farmers who registered with this agencies and enter into the agreements. So why these all must have come? One can imagine. Most important demand of the all 12 demands is which one? Farmers have a charter of 12 demands. But of the 12, the one is the most crucial, or they are emphasizing a lot on that. MSP to be made legal. Because until it's made legal, government is not taking responsibility for procurement. Presently, procurement is whimsically done. If they want to do it or they don't do it, they keep it open, close, or any norms they give out quality and reject procurement. So that becomes frustrating for the farmer many times. And therefore, they're demanding the law. But in the whole budget, have they discussed about these 12 demands or MSP and to make it legal? The thing, but indirectly, this all is like efforts to calm down the farmers. The action for policies for next 4 years. If any farmer in India offer the policies to sell to the government, will government buy it? Yes, that's the promise. You register, and whatever you produce, will buy. That's like a promise. Now, one will wonder if 23 crops are already been under MSP and 23 when policies are been there and it's supposed to be open procurement and one is supposed to buy all the things, then why separately one has to promise and budget? Itself shows that that system is not working. Otherwise, why you have to separately make a promises in the budget? So we'll enter into the agreement with the farmers, they said. The next is a national mission on high yielding seeds, high yielding variety seeds. So this is one of the issues we discussed in agriculture topic if we discuss. Let's say jawar is going on for say 300 rupees a kg. 300 rupees kg going on jawar, all farmers should take a jawar, no, will go for rice wheat. Do farmers shift? They don't. Why? Or pulses also same thing. Pulses, the government give the higher MSPs. Still farmers don't shift generally. One may think that higher MSPs are given, farmers should shift. No? Issue is that in wheat and rice, the high yielding variety seeds are there, which give the high output. So after selling it, though price may be relatively low, still go farmer earns more. In other crops, the jawar, bajra to pulses, if such type of high yielding seeds are not there, then even if the MSP is higher, or market price is 300 rupees per kg, still farmers do not earn much. Why? Output itself is low. No? Output is so low that there is no meaning into it. And so just by giving higher MSP, can we diversify the crop pattern or not? So no, that is already proven. Simplistically, when we think that give the more MSPs, people, farmers will diversify the cropping pattern. Doesn't happen until you do what? Another exercise, homework, high yielding seeds. No? One has to work on research on high yielding seeds because already farmers, 87% of farmers in India are which type of farmers? Marginal farmers who has less than 4 acre of a crop land. So say less land that they cannot go for experimenting with say jawar bajra or this thing and then getting 100 kg, suppose 100 kg jawar. 100 kg jawar is nothing for whole year. Suppose the same thing if 500 kg wheat come. Then 500 kg wheat is good for them than 100 kg jawar logically. And so this all finally has been expected in the high yielding variety seeds. So National Mission on High Yielding Seeds will be launched aimed at one, strengthening the research ecosystem. So finally government agreed that research ecosystem has to be all said and done. In this all discussion, one interesting thing is that compared to last year, agri budget kept for agriculture declined or improved? Declined. So see the interesting so discussion they're doing. And budget they have declined. Compared to last year it declined, and compared to last year, this year it has further declined. And then many other provinces given the earlier budgets are not fulfilled only. They're talking about creating special markets for the horticulture goods, fruits, but that not came true. So this is another issue. But let's see. So strengthening research ecosystem, targeting development and propagation of seeds with high yield, pest resistance, and climate resilience. So these three are very important. Seeds with high yield, pest resistance, and climate resilience. So pest is nowadays becoming stronger and stronger. Humans are becoming weak and pests are becoming stronger. So pest resilience crops are required, and then climate change. So they have to be also climate resilience. So that's the need of the time. Commercial availability of more than 100 seed varieties released since 2024. So many times government research organizations do the research and do sometimes bring the better varieties, but many times they are not commercially available. So in that case, research is done, and though it may be required for the farmer, still it doesn't reach up to the farmer. There's no use. So making commercially available this research ideas is important. Then mission for cotton productivity has been also launched. So highest suicides in India have happened in the which crop? Cotton. Undoubtedly highest suicides of farmers. So this continues under discussion, criticism. So government thought of this mission of cotton productivity. The 5-year mission facilitator signing the significant improvement in productivity and sustainability of cotton farming and promote extra long staple cotton varieties. This is one of the criticism happened that American cotton that comes in the market and dominator is a variety called extra long staple, which is good for the textile manufacturer people. So many times the textile manufacturers prefer the American cotton instead of Indian cotton. So shall we ban the import? Negative way of looking at things. What's the positive way? We should cultivate. No? We should take the varieties which are in demand, which could be exported also later. The best of science and technology support will be provided to farmers. It has been promised. But for that, extension services are required. Extension services are required, which are declining. Extension officers are the experts in the field of that dairy, textile, or particular crop. But then they are either not appointed or appointed on contract period time. So this has become one of the issue itself. But presently, government is saying that no, we'll supply. Aligned with this will help the increasing incomes of the farmer and ensure a steady supply of quality cotton for originating the India's traditional textile sector. So we already discussed that next to agriculture, the second highest employment in India is in this sector, textile. Already next, or always, like not today. India's first business is agriculture, but second is always textile. Especially women are also in the agriculture, are employed in the textile sector in large scale. Textile sector can prosper in tier 3 and tier 4 cities also. Not necessarily it has to be in tier 1 and tier 2 cities. So that's another advantage of this textile sector. So there are multiple advantages of promoting this sector. And ultimately, textile sector, if you get rejuvenated, the farmer get benefited. Ultimately, he gets a demand and better prices for his output. So KCC, Kisan Credit Card is a relatively successful schemes among the different government schemes the government has. It's a card made, photo ID card, magnetic strip is there. It's a single window mechanism to get a loan for the farmer. Already there is a pre-approved credit limit in the KCC. So farmer should just go to the bank and present a card and up to 3 lakh, he can get a loan. So the time of sowing, it becomes very crucial. Timing is important. Paperwork and other things are like there that he can't do it. So then KCC becomes the best. So already 7.7 crore farmers are using the KCC, Kisan Credit Card. So farmers, fishermen, dairy farmers, they're using it. But now government has thought of like changing the loan limit from 3 lakh to now 5 lakh. Because many times 3 lakh is set up when KCC was launched in around 2008. But 2008 2025. Last time has gone and 3 lakh is now more now sufficient even for short-term purpose. So high time that increasing the limit of a KCC from 3 lakh to the 5 lakh. Then one of the issues that we continuously are facing, that what to do with this India Post. So once upon a very important office in the country and the crucial work of like communication, but then for many last years it is in trouble, or it is losing its in because the WhatsApp and so many other methods are there, and private courier companies also emerged. So that way India Post is not getting how to sustain. There are losses for years now. And then they want to become bank also. They're already running a bank called as a Post Bank of India. That they are trying already. But then what exactly will be the correct positioning of the India Post is not very clear earlier. But now this budget, government tried some ideas. Let's see. They'll work as a catalyst for rural economy. So that's now these are two. Blue Dart, etc. will be to rural areas. No. Urban people, it's okay. They had their own courier companies and other things. Or Amazon, etc. had their own network of sending the goods. So rural people could be better served through post. India Post with the 1.5 lakh rural post offices. So that's the world's biggest such network of post offices. Even China don't have such a big network. So 1.5 lakh rural post offices complemented by the India Post Payment Bank. They also run the payment bank. And a vast network of 2.4 lakh dark framework are also been there. Now will be repositioned to act as a catalyst for the rural. So they thought of repositioning it finally as a catalyst to the rural economy. So India Post will be transformed into a large public logistic organization. It will be a public logistics. So this is the COVID period especially was seen that everything was demanded online. Urban people, it's okay, the companies had their own network, even Zomato, Swiggy has their own delivery people. But rural people got everything from post only. So in the COVID period, post department got a lot of business. So it was clear that yes, they did still have demand, and this like letters may not be now the main thing, but goods are. All this e-commerce post can become best, and post is a little cheaper than this private people. So even that is another advantage of a so logistic organization. This will meet the rising needs of the Vishwakarmas. Vishwakarmas are who? Artisans. In Vishwakarma scheme has been there to make them give them soft loans. New entrepreneurs, women, self-help group, MSMEs, and large business organizations. So everybody can be catered. So self-help group make up products, but again, their market is all India. But in how they will deliver at cheap and get the business. So post can become. So let's see what are the ideas they're working. Post is a rural community hub co-location. So post department should focus now on which areas? Rural people, rural community, and work as a hub co-location. So give them all services through one facility because post office is already at a premises. Staff is already there. Institutional account services. So multiple account services could be given. Say already visa at some places is given through post offices. Some places PAN card distributed through post offices. So such type of account services could be also given through post office. Then DBT already. DBT is a direct benefit transfer, cash out and EMI pickup. So already bank it is a payment bank. So all these facilities will be given. Actually, Post has applied for a full-fledged bank license also for years now, but somehow government is not giving them a license of SBI and others oppose because SBI presently has a 73,000 branches. And suppose Post become the full-fledged bank, what will happen? 1.5 lakh directly. So then it will be easily surpass the even SBI. So then they somehow pressure is there not to give them a license. Paid services to the micro enterprises. So micro small businesses. Insurance could be also distributed through post and assisted digital services. Just like already in villages, there is a common service center. But actually, where post is there, this work could be done by post. Common service center, what to do? They help the people to get a caste certificate, PAN card, Aadhaar. So this could be done also by the post. So these are all new activities should be included. How they're going to inculcate that because post office people are very, very notorious. They don't, they behave like a dead dog. They're not able to hear only. So how they're going to do all these things, no one knows. But that's okay. Overall, total. That includes urban. Overall, they had 1.5 lakh, but majority of them are in the rural areas. Urban area density of population is high, so they don't run big. Rural areas that run more because density is low. So even though China also don't have that much, we had. MSME is the second engine. Micro, small, and medium enterprises. So this has been focused continuously by the government for MSMEs. They have discussed in detail, as usual, regularly discussed nearly every budget. They are nearly 5.7 crore in number. So even this is important because Rahul Gandhi is one of the main criticism which the government is running for whom? Hum do, hamare do, A1, A2. So then government of the budget had to say that we are not running the whole government for 2 people, but for how many people? 5.7 crore MSMEs. There are only 2 businessmen in the country. There are so many businessmen active in the country. Then first is the revision of classification criteria for the MSME. Currently, over 1 crore registered MSMEs are there presently, who are having 7.5 crore people and generating 36% of our manufacturing. So substantial. Have come to a position as India's global manufacturing hub. With their quality products, these MSMEs are responsible for 45% of the work. So already they are doing a commendable work, this sector. This sector was earlier called by the name, many years back, as SSI sector, small scale industry. But that was a very narrow definition. In that, there is no service sector involved, only industry. And then directly SSI and then last industry. So only direct two. So this is not correct logic. So then we shifted to the new idea called MSME, micro, small, and medium. 3 categories declared. And if you pass them, then you go to the large. You suddenly doesn't become small to larger. And then in this MSME, we have also included service enterprises. Earlier SSI only, manufacturing are there. In this MSME, even the service, and as it is artificially differentiating between service and industry is very difficult nowadays. So impressive data has been there. 7.5 crore people are engaged in MSME. 36% of our manufacturing is already done by MSME. then 45% of India's export is achieved by the MSME. So presently, 1 crore registered. So what government is now planning? Help them to achieve the higher efficiencies of scale. Scale is a scale of production. So minute time what happened? It is found that MSMEs, suppose the limit is 2 crore. About 2 crore, you will shift from micro to medium. Very small. Then what happens? Once you enter to small, there are some more paperwork, more different type of rules and conditions. So what happened then? They try to remain smaller. Even the chances come to improve the output and business. They say no, we don't want to go business further. Same happens is small. If there is potential to go to medium, they don't try to become. This is small HI. This is what happened. Then overall, they don't want to come out of the MSME tag only because facilities are there, schemes are there. Because once you enter large, directly you're competing with them, Adanis, Ambanis, and these people. Tatas, they are very big people. They have so many CAs and other things. Small people don't have. So many times they don't want to come out only. So what to do? And that has become a constraint on the growth. They have potential to grow, and still decide not to grow. That's very unfortunate. In return, if they remain small, they can't achieve the scale of production. If you can't achieve the scale of production, what's the problem? You can't compete, especially with which country? China. China's everything is on scale. China doesn't have any rocket technology or any great thing. When they scale, they achieved. And with that volume, the prices remain low. And it's a very small production. Then you can't achieve with them, fight with them. Then what to do? Increase the limits. Create a larger MSME definition. So that some more space will be there to grow within a categories of MSME only. Na? What they are afraid of coming out of MSME, they are afraid of. Okay, remain MSME only, but at least one can expand the definitions of government part. So technology upgradation is also required, and better access to capital is also required. The investment and turnover limit for the classification of all the MSMEs will be enhanced to 2.5 and 2 times respectively. So from present limit, 2.5 more limit will be prescribed. So suppose present limit is investment up to 250 crore. Then 2.5 times. So this becomes like 750 crore. Like so this way, significantly increase the limit. Then what happened? Most of the industries will come in the which sector then actually? MSME only. Once you expand special limits, then it will come into MSME only. This will give them the confidence to grow and generate employment for our youth. That's like because once you enter into one of the issues is that once you become large industry, come out of MSME definition, then all labor laws get applied. And then retrenchment becomes very difficult. You cannot remove anybody easily then. And then labor laws is one of the big area for Modi government. From 2014 they are trying, but still they are not able to bring the reforms in the labor laws. So since labor laws are not reformed, industries are not ready to go into the large scale definition. So then expand MSMEs only and keep them as a. So MSMEs now we call MSMEs are actually not MSME really. They are relatively bigger one. Okay. Support food processing. It's a credit card for micro enterprises. So micro enterprises should be given a credit card. That's the idea. We'll introduce a customized credit card with a 5 lakh limit on a micro enterprise registered on the Udyam portal. So Udyam portal has been opened. So earlier Shop Act used to be there. But instead of Shop Act, they have entered a portal called the Udyam portal. Any business you do, small shopkeeper to classes to anything, one has to go to the Udyam portal, register your business, and you get certificate. So that is at least you had some registered person doing some business. And then what is one of the incentive given is a credit card will be given to some micro enterprises. In the first year, 10 lakh such cards will be issued because the small people find it very difficult to get the short-term loans, so working capital loans for running the business. So that could be like made available. Scheme for the first time entrepreneurs. So the recent surveys is found that after COVID, many people have started doing the business. And small businesses grew up, mainly in the food processing and other sectors, shops. So this way, many people are actually now first time entrepreneurs. Nobody in their past generation done any business, but still they decide to not do some. So there is a support required. A scheme will be launched for 5 lakh women, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, first time entrepreneurs. This will provide long term loans up to 2 crore during the next 5 years. The scheme will incorporate lessons from the successful Stand Up India. The Stand Up India is for whom? Already going on. SC, ST, and women. So every branch in India, every month should give at least one loan to the other SC or ST and one loan to the women. So per month, at least one loan minimum. That's a target. So approximately 1,25,000 branches we have in the country. So how many loans every month distributed? 2.5 lakh for SC, ST and women entrepreneurs. So this is already going on. Stand Up India is already going on. So taking ahead of these ideas, same group, that is SC, ST and women. 5 lakh presently target kept. And 2 crore up to like a term loans up to 2 crore in next 5 years. Term loan means, what is the meaning of term loans? Term loan means long term loan. Sometimes long term loans are required. Online capacity building for entrepreneurship and managerial skills will be also organized. So it's all easy relatively. Already we have which portals? Swayam Prabha. This portal already had a courses been there. Some more courses could be added and given to the first time entrepreneurs. So support to the food processing. In like we have a commitment to the Purvodaya. This Purvodaya is a commitment declared. So Purvo, which states? Bihar, Jharkhand, Orissa. These are Purva, East. So Purvodaya is a commitment now, they claim. Why commitment? Government is working on the support of two, Bihar and Andhra. So they can't directly say Bihar. Huh? So if directly saying Bihar, they say Purva. And Purvodaya's meaning is Bihar. So earlier Bihar should not at all get any help, one extreme earlier, and now other extreme. Not a single budget goes without discussing Bihar. So we'll establish a National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management in Bihar. Now, whether Bihar will require it or not is not an issue. That's not a thing. Because what Nitish Kumar will see, he will not read all the way yet. He'll see where the Bihar is there. On that, he'll decide whether the country is supporting or not. Then clean tech manufacturing. This is one of the commitment to the climate-friendly development. Then clean tech. So technology which will be promoting clean mechanisms, less polluting. The vision will also support the clean tech manufacturing. This will aim to improve the domestic value addition and build an ecosystem for solar PV cells. So in clean tech, mainly solar photovoltaic cells will be targeted. Electric vehicle batteries, motors and controllers, electrolyzers, wind turbines, very high voltage transmission equipment and grid scale batteries. So I think we discussed this already that India has a potential to dominate the green technologies. Western countries will not do that. They will not do the research on that. Why? They already done industrialization on the combustion engine technique, CI. They already gone through the full industrialization and actually on decline now. So since they do not have future in the manufacturing per se now, will they go for some new research and think? Why they will not? They will not emphasize much. Unfortunately, for India, India is not industrialized only yet. So what opportunity we had? Bypass that CI technology. Combustion engine, you can nearly, because they are dominating in that. You can bypass that and directly launch itself into green technologies. No? This all solar photovoltaic, electrolyzers, all these ideas should be taken in the front. That if India dominates this sector, tomorrow we will be exporter of technologies to other countries. Will dominate these technologies in the coming times. That's an advantage. Investment as a third engine. They discussed. So first agriculture, second MSCBs, and third is the investment. So investing in people is the most important investment. So ideas like Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2. So Anganwadi is one of the most crucial sector we had because it's the first step of a child outside the home. He made the first person outside the home is a home. Anganwadi Sevika, first person the child met. So India has 18 lakh such Anganwadi Sevikas been there, and they are our like foot soldiers in the education field, in the health field. Who are the foot soldiers of India? Health field. Who are the foot soldiers? Ashas. In villages, there are two very important foot soldiers. One is the Anganwadi Sevika, other is the Asha. So we already launched a Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2 program, provide a nutrition support to more than 8 crore children. So at this level only, if we tackle their malnourishment, then we can achieve the targets of the SDG, Sustainable Development Goal of completely getting rid of malnourishment, hunger. No hunger is a game. 1 crore pregnant women are like already been served, and lactating mothers all over the country, and about 20 lakh adolescent girls. So adolescent girls, which is age 11 to 18. 11 to 18 is age group in aspirational districts and the northeastern region. So this is, we are been already targeting a particular age group, the pregnant women, lactating women, then children and adolescent girls. So that will continue. So Poshan 2 will keep focusing. Already Pradhan Mantri Poshan Yojana, we are giving the free food to the 81 crore people that we discussed. But this will be more focused program. Then Atal Tinkering Lab already going on. So 50,000 more Atal Tinkering labs will be set up in the government schools. It's a scheme which any school can take. Many private schools have taken the scheme. And various scientific equipments are being kept in the school so that children can develop into the scientific approach, and then also tomorrow scientists they will be interested in pure sciences. So that's logical. But then what happens? Private schools take this on many times because some investment is done by school. Government school doesn't. The scheme is government scheme, but private school follows. So now finally government comes to that, okay, let's set up in the government schools also next 5 years to cultivate a spirit of curiosity and innovation and foster a scientific temper among the young minds. Expansion in the IITs. So IIT is a big brand and government want to use it, leverage it. So already government is on the mode of expanding the IITs to fulfill the aspirations and use this idea. Total number of students in 23 IITs we had now already have increased 100% from 65,000 to 1.35 lakh in the past 10 years. So in 10 years, double intake was done. Additional infrastructure will be created in the 5 IITs after 2014 to facilitate education of 6,500 more students. Of course, one criticism is that if you expand so fast, then sometimes the quality becomes the issue, because how can you build teachers so fast? When existing IITs say that, then our brand also decline. Because everybody claims they're IT. Then tomorrow, IIT may become a normal college type. The issues are there, but overall government says that the thing no harm in like leveraging the brand India has. Center of Excellence in AI for Education. So already government has a policy called Center of Excellence. So some institutions are given support to research in a particular field. So then that institution is declared as a center of excellence, and to budget a special funding has been given one time to them. So already government has declared for 3 areas: agriculture, health, and sustainable cities. in AI especially, I agree the artificial intelligence. And now the fourth they introduce is education. This budget in education is what as a center of excellence idea in AI. So in short, AI apps, AI mechanisms, AI may give the solutions to the problems in this all sector. AI can fast go through the things and relatively can give the better solutions to the problems in the every field. So hard could not be kept for it. Expansion of medical education. Our government has added almost 1.1 lakh UG and PG medical education seats, undergraduate and postgraduate. So a lot of Indian students are there in China, Azerbaijan, Ukraine, Russia, all these countries for medical education. But to India do not have much seats, and whatever they are very costly. Relatively, these all countries provide a cheaper medical education. Of course, that degree doesn't directly automatically apply here, but here's one exam has to be given and it is clear that then you can practice in India also. So now this is very interesting. Instead of attracting foreign students for taking courses in India, we are actually sending our students to foreign countries. Curious idea. So then obviously we should like expand the seats. So already government has declared that in the every district attached to the district medical hospital will open the medical college. Every district of India, every district has a district medical hospital. So attached to that will open a district education institution like a college. So accordingly, government is trying on the side. Government is so added 1.1 lakh seats already. Undergraduate and postgraduate seats in the 10 years last increase about 130% increase. The next year, 10,000 additional seats will be added in the medical colleges and hospitals, towns, with the goal of adding 75,000 seats in the next 5 years. Again, the issue of quality has been there, of course, but government says that we have to keep balancing between both. Daycare, cancer centers in all districts. So cancer has become the big menace. Among the non-communicable diseases, it is one of the biggest issue we have been facing for multiple reasons. So daycare cancer centers in the district hospitals so that cancer patients, the better treatment can happen. Our government facilitates setting up a daycare cancer centers in all the district hospitals in next 3 years. It is promised. So 200 centers will be established in the coming year. That's the promise. How many districts country has? 600. So now 3 years they have to achieve this. So 3 years means every year how much? How many? 3 years they're going to set up a daycare center in district hospitals. 600 districts are in the country. So per year, 200, no? 200, 200, 200. So in 3 years they can achieve it. So accordingly, first year they promise that 200 centers will be open. That's all. PM Swanidhi scheme has benefited more than 68 lakh street vendors. For street vendors in the Corona period, government introduced the scheme Swanidhi, and despite them for the high interest informal sector loans. So all these street vendors, etc., also required loans, but they take it from the money lenders local, but they charge very high rate of interest. They're all informal sector. So Swanidhi has helped. Building on this success, the scheme will be revamped and enhance loans from banks, UPI linked credit cards at 30,000 limit and a capacity building programs. So up to 30,000 loan could be given through UPI directly to banks, and capacity building will be also done of these people. So what is the overall target? To organize the organized, or at least give the some of the organized sector facilities to the unorganized, making them informal to formal. In that direction, Vishwakarma scheme, Sonidhi scheme, they are being targeted at. Old direction is that earlier I used to see them only as encroachers, etc. But now, of course, they are encroachers. We don't so only negatively see them. What we can see them positively, that these are the people who do not demand jobs from the government. They're standing on their own. If possible, they give 1 or 2 people their job. So that was burden of government actually come down. So one way they are helping the government. Some of them may be paying taxes also. Additional thing. So better government should support them instead of only seeing them negatively all the time. Social security scheme for the welfare of online platform workers. So that's a gig workers. So gig workers are in use now. Lakhs of people already working as Zomato delivery people, Swiggy, Ola, Uber, Blinkit, and so many. But many times they are referred as a partners or associates, and they are not treated like an employee. In return, they do not get any facilities from the companies as such. And then partners means what in return? On your own, you're like that type of idea. So this way, though they work hard, maybe it is risky. So delivering this all Swiggy, etc. is very risky. Well, in particular time, you have to now this Blinkit, etc. is like a Q-commerce. Q-commerce is a quick commerce. So quick commerce is in 10 minutes to 30 minutes. They just deliver within half an hour. So within half an hour is like these people can't see the signal. Vroom, 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 they try to go like that. So they're risky for themselves. So these gig workers and the online platform provide great dynamism to the new age service economy. So yes, they bring the dynamism is true. Recognizing their contribution, our government will arrange their identity cards. So one of the ideas is to bring the identity card because many time without identity card in societies they may not get a entry. Sometimes they are being targeted as a robbers, bitten, anything happen like that. So many times they are risky type of. And yes, sometimes some people wear their dress type of dress and then do the crimes. Unnecessarily, these people come in trouble. So to some extent, this will be sorted out by giving them iCards. And registration on the eShram portal. So eShram portal is there. So Udyam is for businesses. But for workers who are working on their own, they can register at eShram portal. Then they will provide a healthcare facility under the PM Jan Arogya Yojana. There's a PM Jan Arogya which is extended to now gig workers. So that's a good thing. So this will assure likely assure nearly 1 crore gig workers. So this Jan Arogya Yojana is the first step, first government scheme to be offered to the gig workers. Before that, gig workers do not covered under any particular scheme. So investing in economy. So PPP already going on in the infrastructure has to be continued. Without PPP, building infrastructure is very difficult in a country like India. The infrastructure related ministry will come up with a 3-year pipeline project so that can be implemented in PPP mode. So each ministry related to infrastructure will come up with a 3-year pipeline. Means every project require a long-term discussion. Yes, building a project itself take 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 years. In that case, at least you declare what 3 years next year got plans, what we want to build. States will also be encouraged to do so and can seek support from the IIPDF, that is the India Infrastructure Project Development Fund. So government already formed the India Infrastructure Project Development Fund. Even state can be encouraged to do so, and will be supplying the help schemes to prepare the PPP proposal. So this way now government is convinced that no need to justify the PPP. PPP is mode of building the infrastructure now. This is how we build it. So then in that case, directly government has come with now fund to promote PPP type of proposals. Not only central government ministries will come with proposals, but even the state government should come with it. Then support to state for infrastructure. So this is already scheme going on, not new. Outlay of 1.5 lakh crore is proposed for the 50-year interest-free loans. 50-year interest-free loan. Because what happens, state government's finances are in dizzy. Many of them are on the verge of bankruptcy. And maybe because of this, many times they're not able to think of any infrastructure project, which are very much required actually for the further growth of the economy. So then, if they are not able to do on their own, who should do it? Center. So project will be done by state only, state's name only, but loan is given by the center at an interest free. Mhm. And that too for 50 years, because while infrastructure project requires 10 to 15 years to even build, and 20 25 years for recovery. Recovery take long term. So at least 50 years loan has to be done. Otherwise, you get 10, 20, 25 years loan. Then infrastructure can't be really built as such. So for capital expenditure and incentives for the reforms, asset monetization plan. The government is already focusing a lot on this idea called asset monetization. What's asset monetization? Yeah, I did about. What happened? PPP and then toll models have come recently, but before that also government should build the roads. So many highways are there which do not have any toll. So in Modi Travels says, "Oh, toll ही नहीं है." ऐसे कैसे ना? How are you being free? So existing assets start putting under toll. Mm. So TOT model, toll operate transfer. So BOT more advanced idea. BOT build and then operate and transfer. Here toll operate. So existing roads are given, existing facilities are given, and then they are put under the charges in the asset monetization. So many government buildings, grounds, the MP lands, they could be also bought under the some revenue pattern. Either you sell it or either put it on rent and earn some money ultimately. So building a success, the first asset monetization plan is already done, announced in 2021. The second plan 2024 to 35 will be launched, flowing by the capital of 10 lakh crore in the new project. So what government think that will release the so many assets in the economy? So railways, they are sitting with the huge land in the country. But either they are using it properly, either allowing you to else to do it. So in that case, then better they should like come with some plan. They will also get benefited. And other businesses can also come up with the help. Jal Jeevan Mission, one of the favorite scheme of the government, and rightly so, because what is the slogan? Har Ghar Jal. That's the slogan. So one of the very important thing for the area household is having a continuous supply of water. But in many parts of India, water supply itself is uneven. So ultimately, this all helps in voting. So that's been ultimate aim. But okay, that's not the issue. But Jal Jeevan Mission is directing that every home should have a tap and every tap should have a water. That's psychological. So since 2019, this scheme is going on. 15 crore households, representing 80% of the India's global population, have been provided access to the potable tap water connections. So this is one of the like a if any particular scheme that give votes directly or like helps in winning, then this is one of the scheme. Jal Jeevan Mission. 80% people are covered already. To achieve the 100% coverage, now 20% remaining. The mission until 2028, target is kept 2028 for 100% coverage of the mission. So it's a mission, so targeted. The mission focus will be on the quality of infrastructure and O&M of the rural pipe water supply schemes through the Jana Bhagidari. So Jana Bhagidari's idea that some contribution should come from village. So the remaining government can contribute. So that way what is the advantage? It's not about money. It's more about the people's involvement into it. So they take care that the pipes are like properly been laid. They are not broken by. Suppose you don't take people's participation, then people don't get attached. Everything, something happens, they say that government should do it. Or themselves break the things. They're not attached, so they may create a trouble. If they're attached, then at least they maintain it. Separate MOUs will be signed with the states and UTs to ensure the sustainability and citizen-centric water service deliveries. So of course, this is like states and UTs has to be taken in confidence and separate memorandum of understanding has to be signed with them. So that will be done. This is urban challenge fund. So as we discussed many times, this is one of the issue we are facing is about urban areas in India are choked up, and they are not responsive to the growth potential India has. Out of 30 polluted cities in the world, 22 are in India. Pune itself is world's fifth biggest traffic jam city. Now, what exactly Pune do? That's so much traffic jam. So nothing great. They do nothing, therefore it happened. Like, no planning absent. Anybody, then cement roads are made and then broken. Logically, world over cement roads are made, then they are permanent. No? And therefore, cement is very costly. They go for at least 60, 70 years, therefore they are built. But when we don't have planning, then these type of issues are happening. So this way, urban challenge is a big one. So urban challenge fund, government thought. This challenge is a method started in Switzerland and in France and other countries, in which people are involved, and to solve some issue, people are given a like competition type that you come with the solution. So different people come together, form groups and come with some innovative. And best of it is like award, gain some award, and then that has been implemented. So this way things come better. No? This type of method nowadays we use because that comes with a more innovative and suitable to local environment solutions come in that case. So the government will set up an urban challenge fund of a 1 lakh crore to implement a proposal for the cities as a growth hubs. So actually, this is another name to the smart city. Smart city government is withdrawn, but openly they can't say this way because then that will some question that what exactly the big promises they were that time. But smart city overall failed. It not worked so much. So now they changed the approach. The smart city in particular cities are only focused now. Any city who's interested. So that time it will go arbitrary that this city is be like, and then a lot of political pressures are there that some ministers said my city should be under smart city. Then unnecessarily that become now no, it's not like that way. At smart city we thought of full city to be like transformed. Full city transforming require huge money and not at all easy. But suppose you take a particular aspect, say traffic in the city, then relatively that will be tackled. Water supply in the city, then yes, that will. So that way, challenge fund will focus on areas instead of full city. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. One by one, we can like overcome full city as it is. We are not able to do. The cities as a growth hubs. So creative redevelopment of cities. So what is the target? Is a creative redevelopment of cities and water and sanitation are the target. That we to focus on water and sanitation. This fund will finance up to 25% of the cost of the bankable project with the stipulation that at least 50% of the cost is funded by the bonds, bank loans and PPPs. But then government is careful. They are not going to finance the full project, but 25% only. And remaining 75% should come from the some state governments or ministries fund. Then that they should do the remaining. So any such project, 25% will be given by under this fund. The remaining 75% has to be done through bank loans, bonds, and such things. Nuclear energy mission for Vikasit Bharat. So what has been found that though we are been like going ahead in the solar, wind, what is the problem? That there is a problem in that. What is the issue is that though we are trying hard on that, there's a limit how much we can go even for alternative source of energy. Because already there is the issue of say lithium, cobalt, they have to be imported. So electric vehicles, etc., is a limit. So if you try hard on this, all other alternative ideas like a non-traditional source of energy, it is understood that at least 10% energy as a complementary should come from this source, nuclear. So that is like our target now. That 10% energy should come from nuclear. Presently, how much coming? 3%. Presently, 3% of our energy is coming from nuclear. 10% is the target because all has to be complementary use. We cannot just depend on oil, etc. Of course, and we can't just depend on non-traditional sources like solar and wind. Also, but then what happened if you try to build any nuclear project in India? Big opposition come from local people. A lot of people oppose all the time, and maybe many of the issues are justified. That if some accident happen and radiation come out, the nuclear radiation is the most dangerous for the health. And so people are worried that why on us only a project. So what's the solution to this all, and how to build nuclear projects? In Maharashtra, biggest project in the country is stalled. Which biggest project in India? The Jaitapur nuclear plant. Ariwa is a company, French. We are supposed to build, land has been acquired, but then still nothing gone ahead. Local people oppose, stiffly oppose. So this has been a common concern in the country. What will be the solution? So making nuclear projects only, but they should be small and decentralized. Instead of making only one project with a huge capacity and then making a risk for all local people and creating pollution, better go for a decentralized one, small projects. So relatively opposition will be high or low, and then locally electricity could be supplied. Now say Konkan is one of the main argument of the people. The Jaitapur you may make. Jaitapur project is so big that whatever all nuclear capacities we had at present in the country, 3 times more capacity will be there in the Jaitapur project. One project, 3 times more capacity than all other projects in India together. What Konkan people say that why we require so much electricity, but we don't require so much. There are no industries in Konkan. Then they don't have electricity. Then why are giving us? You're not demanding only, na? If you're not demanding, why are you giving us? That's the argument. They're correct. If it is not required, then why are you giving it? So if you keep it decentralized and distributed among the all different parts of country, then automatically local need of the electricity will be tackled. So this idea finally government has decided to work on, and accordingly they have decided to development of at least 100 gigawatt of nuclear energy will by 2047, essential for our energy transition efforts. So this much should be like to be built. That's the target we kept. For an active partnership with the private sector towards this goal, amendment to the Atomic Energy Act and the Civil Liabilities for Nuclear Damage Act will be taken up. So two of the issues is the Atomic Energy Act, which doesn't allow the partnership with the private. And other issue is the Civil Liabilities for Nuclear Damage Act has been passed, which has kept an enormous burden on the private. If an accident happens, then how much they should pay. They're looking at amount only, nobody agrees to make such project. So obviously government to conclusion, if you want to look in private and to build more such plants, then we have to amend these both acts. A nuclear energy mission for research and development in the small modular reactors. So government has come with the idea called small modular reactors. SMR. With an outlay of 27 crore will be set up. At least 5 industry developed SMRs will be operationalized by 2033. So once we command this particular idea, then more such projects will be taken in the hand. That's the logic government is working on. Then one of the favorite of government is the UDAN, Regional Connectivity Scheme. So UDAN is one of the successful schemes the government has launched recently. And then UDAN has enabled 1.5 crore middle class people to meet their airport and operate aspiration for speedier travel. So record like 1.5 crore people are traveling annually through air. The scheme has connected 88 airports and operationalized 619 routes. Inspired by that, a successful modified UDAN scheme will be launched to enhance the regional connectivity to 120 new destinations. So now target is to increase the destination by 120 and carry 4 crore passengers in next 10 years. So, more than double. The scheme will also support the helipads and smaller airports in hilly, aspirational and northeastern district. So Udan's main logic is to connect the unconnected areas. Already those are connected, that's not an issue. Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore. Udan focus on a class tier 2, tier 3 cities, build airports there and connect them to each other. And for that, Udan scheme has been given. Even Air Udan is there for farmers. So farmers' goods could be also transported from quickly from one place to another. And so what's the advantage of Udan? It is building up the facilities ultimately for the, and it's all facilities logic is that once people start using them, then they become profitable. Just like when mobiles came to India, that problem comes. That mobiles when they arrived in India, it was a 16 rupees incoming call per minute. 16 rupees incoming call and nearly 60 rupees per minute to call outside outgoing call. Like if you call somebody 60 rupees per minute. So what people should do initially, they should buy the mobile and just carry it to show. But they were to either call or receive. So this is the issue. Like they should take it, but they should not call or. So what the mobile companies are keeping very high price? Why? Very few people are using it. No? And why people are not using it? Because cost is so high. So this is like typical issues that happen. So finally, somehow what happened? People start like galti se lag gaya, this, that, and etc. They start using it, and as they start using it and revenue comes, then companies start reducing the price call rates, and then as call rate decline, then further use gone up, and finally that particular gravity has been like crossed, and then particular orbit has been achieved. Every sector has this particular teething trouble. So even this is true with the Udan. So Udan is for that only, to cross the gravity and launch the facilities finally. Why people don't go by airport? Facilities not there. Why facilities are not there? People don't go. People say first facility will go, no? This is you come first. No, but this is who will take like ultimately you have to first give facilities. And this facilities has to be first given by whom? Government. Any new sector, if private is not coming up, it's the government has to take a lead and take a risk. So Udan has successfully done that. So deep tech fund for funds. So deep seek China has launched. So government we should also launch something deep. Fund of funds. So fund of fund, which fund of fund give the money to the funds. And therefore it's called as a fund of funds. Additional fund of the funds will be explored to catalyze the next generation startups as a part of this initiative. So startups will be focusing on that. So startups will be the focus on the deep tech. So as the name says, deep tech is like again AI and such type of technology will be focused into because startups require also support. Even the DeepSeek has spent some significant money, 5% of ChatGPT. Now that 5% come out of the big money. So support is required. PM Research Fellowship. The next 5 years under the PM Research Fellowship scheme, we will provide 10,000 fellowships for technological research in IITs and IISc Institute of Sciences with enhanced financial support. So research fellowship is one of the ideas that we are promoting so that more children or most young people can go to the research as a field. Genes Bank for Crom's germs plasm. So second gene bank with a 10 lakh germs plasm lines will be set up for the future food and nutritional security. So one of the issue that has been said is that the diversity is declining and we are losing a lot of crops, flora and fauna and varieties. So this is the right time to save them, at least make a bank of them so that in future they'll be available. So already one gene bank we had, now second gene bank has been planned. This will provide conservation support in the both public and private sector genetic resources. The National Geospatial Mission, geospatiality is for what? Navigation. Navigation. Navigation, it is used for what exactly they do? Is the same like GPS? So GPS gives the position from satellites of upper position, but is geospatial is more interesting, underground. And underground world is there. There are so many pipelines, drainage systems, wiring, Many times you can't see it, but there is a full underground world. So for any project you have to do, road building to any factory to school to anything, you first require underground map, what exactly is the situation, what rocks are there, what type of soil is there, whether water is there or what is there. All these things required. So such maps are very crucial. The such mapping is very crucial for, if they're available, then you can make the projects faster. If they're not available, then a lot of time goes. Or if you don't directly do without it, then full wastage. Then you have to again that we have said cement roads. They have to like keep digging all the time. So National Geospatial Mission to develop the foundational geospatial infrastructure and data using the PM Gati Shakti. This mission will facilitate modernization of land records, urban planning, and design of infrastructure projects. So that will be very complementary to this. And once it is built up, then we can give this service to other countries also, African countries, other countries also. We can do such type of planning for them. Gyan Bharat Mission is for survey, documentation, and conservation of our manuscript heritage of the academic institutions. Museum, libraries, and private collectors will be undertaken to cover more than 1 crore manuscripts. So already India has lakhs of manuscripts which are not been read yet. So a lot of history remain, and they will be lost soon because many of them are written on the tree leaves. So they're decayable. So there's a need to conserve them. So already there's a National Manuscript Mission. Now they are named it as a Gyan Bharat Mission. Fourth engine is export. So Bharat Trade Net. So BTN is been like international trade will be following structure. BTN will be launched to set up the unified platform for trade documentation and financing solution. So India can become hub of providing services to the trade in the world. If you see the location of India, already India is the middle of the world markets. So it could be like physical location also, and services also you can supply through India. So for all that, you have to like build such a ecosystem in which all documentation should happen easily. Facilitation will be easy. This will complement the unified logistics interface platform. Already we have a unified logistic interface program platform. The BTN will align with the international practices. The national framework for GCC. So India is already dominating the field of a global capacity centers. You know what to do? India is now dominant player in the field of a GCC, global capability. So global capability centers are like a back office centers of the companies, through which it's like a brain of the companies. Different facilities for employees, further projects, schemes, ideas, meetings are being launched. So multiple tasks they do, from keeping papers to accounts to auditing to planning to meeting. And then what big companies do now, they open a GCC in the third world country like India. Far cheaper, runs 24 hours, and far better services they provide at cheaper cost. Running that in their own country become very costly. So India has already become expert in these services. Service sector. Service sector. There is a, for manufacturing, there is a global value chain, GVC. Global value chain, we are not able to become the part. So we have listed already, but we are captured on GCC immediately. For GCC, already we are ahead in the call center, back office work, BPO. Medical transcription, KPO, BPO. So catching on GCC idea become very relatively easy. So they are also providing employment at big level. So National Framework for formulating guidance to the states for promoting global capability centers to emerging tier 2 cities. Not challenge is to shift them from tier 1 to tier 2. Tier 1 is very costly in Ukraine now. Land, offices, living. And this all is like a very competitive field. If Sri Lanka gives the better prices, then they will companies may shift the business to them. Vietnam gives the better prices, then we shift to them. So in India, if you make it cost effective, better shift from tier 1 to tier 2. Tier 2 cities relatively land cost is low. Employee salary is relatively low because cost of living itself is relatively low. So that challenge we are in the fund. This is the measures to enhance the availability of a talent and infrastructure building, bylaws, reforms, and mechanism for collaboration with the industry. So if proper direction is taken, then this shifting can happen. Tier 1 to 2. Warehousing facility for air cargo. Our government facility upgradation of infrastructure warehousing for air cargo, including the high value perishable horticulture produce. Cargo screening and custom protocols will be streamlined and made user friendly. So overall export potential of agriculture is enormous. But many times the all procedures, facilities, they are one of the main hurdle into it. So streamlining them is one of the target government has. So warehousing facilities for the air cargo been discussed. Reform as a fuel. So tax reforms. So already 10 years government has bring the reforms like faceless assessment system introducing income tax especially. Taxpayers charters have been already introduced by the government. Faster returns have been now filed. Almost 99% returns being on self-assessment basis. Once upon a time, belief is that people are robber and they will not give the right information, everything to be checked. Now opposite way, you only have to give the declaration that I have done it, checked it and correct. Self-assessment. And then Vidwas se Vishwas scheme. So in this scheme, all the outdated laws are being taken review and cancelled if it's not required. So thousands of such outdated rules and laws are being cancelled by the government. So that improves the confidence in the government. Because such type of outdated laws are mainly used to harass the citizens instead of making any good for the public. The commitment of the tax department is from trust first, scrutinize later. Their slogan, trust first. Earlier opposite, scrutinize first, trust last. So now no, first trust, and then if required, yes, then they also go for scrutiny. UPSC don't believe into it. FDI in the insurance sector, the FDI limit for insurance sector aggressively government took it from 74 to now 100%. So rarely we go to the 100% in something. Infrastructure, etc. we are long time back. But the financial services we generally do not go for 100%. So first time we are in the financial services gone for 100% insurance. So insurance is most important sector where a lot of potential is still not matched. For example, only of insurable people in India, around 18% of people are insured. So that's all. 18% only about insurable, which are poor, etc. Suppose they can't afford. But those who afford even that, of 18% people are insured. There is a lot of scope is there to go ahead in the field of insurance. That will create a social security network, and that will reduce the burden on the government. Na? Kumbh Mela. People died in stampede. What happened? Government has declared 6 lakh rupees. Why government should declare? No? What should be there? Insurance should be there. No? No, America government declared this way. 5 lakh, 6 lakh, 10 lakh. That's not a logic. No, why are you declaring this way? We insure them, no? So insurance they should get. That's a better idea. Then Grameen credit score is another interesting idea government is working on. Grameen credit score. So nowadays to take a loan from banks, you require a CIBIL score. And CIBIL has become very important. CIBIL is the Credit Information Bureau of India Limited. Banks first see the score and then give the loan or they reject simply. If you see not a CIBIL number and CIBIL score, they just reject the loan. They don't risk only. So this becomes critical for many poor people and regular people who don't be able to get a loans simply because they don't have a score only. So government has come with the sort of idea for coming with Grameen credit score framework to serve the credit needs of the SHG members, self-help group, and people in the rural areas. So negative direction is to tell the banks to not to seize a score, but that's not correct. Score is required because then one can assess the risk involved. So positively build such mechanism in which the score should be built, which will be used for giving soft loans at lower rate. And bilateral investment treaties, BIT. So this is a new technique government has worked on now. Instead of like going for multilateral ideas like in WTO is going in their own way but very slow, and people like Trump coming on power, it has become further slow now. So what we think that the world is slowing down, we can't slow down. The 21st century belongs to Asia, Asian century of both India and China, or forget China, India at least. So then we can't like keep waiting for WTO to make a internationalism work. So that will continue, multilateralism. Why not push forward bilaterally? Go for a bilateral investment treaties. So already with the UAE, we have signed such treaty. Australia also we have signed a treaty to encourage sustainable foreign investment, the spirit of first develop India. So ultimate challenge idea is to first develop. So that of course convert the lines of Trump only, but America first, something similar. Investment friendliness index of states. So another index government has introduced now. Investment friendliness index. How much their investment friendly? Because sometimes some government accuse that some central government accuse that some states are anti-investors. They harass them. So at least some index should be there through which one can see who is really and who is not. So investment friendliness index of the state will be launched in 2025 to further the spirit of competitive cooperative federalism. So we have like a model called as a cooperative federalism and competitive federalism or competitive cooperative federalism. They should cooperate also and same time they should compete also like that. So this is a type of competition. But in return, ultimately it's a cooperation only. That one way all will help progress. So there is already financial stability and development council. India do not have super regulator like in Japan or Britain. India has one of the big regulatory organizations called RBI, but RBI is the only one organization. There are multiple regulatory organizations like for insurance sector, which is there, IRDA, or for the long-term loans or institutional credit, IDBI is still there. There's for small scale industries, CDB, Small Industry Development Bank of India. For export import, Exim Bank of India has been there. For housing, National Housing Bank is been there. So what is the issue? India has a multiple regulators or single regulator, multiple regulators. For agriculture and rural development, you had a NABARD. So what happened then? There's a lot of issues come with the whose areas, whose and clashes come. Then they go to court and fight. So whether you form super regulator, it has been claimed, or they will keep fighting all the time. So middle pass is taken long time by government. That is a Financial Stability and Development Council. Who is the chairman? Finance Minister. Not Finance Minister. Finance Minister is the chairman. Every month they take a meeting of all the regulators. All the regulators come together: RBI, NABARD, IRDA, CDB, Exim Bank, NHB. They come, sit in the meeting in camera. In camera means no journalists are allowed, no cameras are there. So in between they fight out, but all come out with the slogan like for 1 month. What is established? Peace. 1 month, but next month again they take a meeting, and ultimately finance minister is the chairman, na? So they want like if you don't listen, then I will do this and do that. And ultimately they have to like listen. So this is presently we are carrying out this way the issues sorting out. So there is a Financial Stability and Development Council. A mechanism will be set up for the impact of current financial regulations and subsidiary instructions. So how these all regulations are going on presently, and what new precautions has to be taken, because so many rules are already made, so many institutions are there. Still scams keep happening. Tourist scams in Mumbai. So they have promised how much interest. Tourist, the interesting scam happened in Mumbai. 518%. I mean 518 to 518% interest they have promised, and people are giving crores of rupees to them. Now that's curious. How can somebody give 518%? In which business like you earn so much? And then educated people, all clients are educated people. They have given them crores of money and all they have thrown away. Mainly which country people they are? Ukrainian. All main people are Ukrainian people like that. But this all is happening, so there's a need to take a review of how these all things are going up. There is need of fiscal consolidation also. So staying in course with the fiscal consolidation, our endeavor is to keep the fiscal deficit each year such a way that the central government debt remain in the declining path as a percentage of GDP. So this government has been like, this government is good at it. They every time see to it that the next government will get more loans or less loans comparatively. Because they are full confident they will only come. Suppose they are not confident, then they will do the opposite. But somehow their plan of like in Vikasit Bharat, they will only launch it. So then they see to it. The roadmap for next 6 years has been detailed in the FRBM statement. There is a FRBM Act earlier, this Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act. No more active, but we do have a statements called FRBM statements that keeps some target of how to maintain the fiscal deficit. So it has estimated to be 4.4% of GDP from current 4.8%. So last year it is 4.8%, and now it is planned to bring it to 4.4. And ultimate target is to bring it below 3. Ideal one is below 3. Before Corona, we nearly reached, but again slipped into the gone ahead. We have gone up to the 6, 7, but then we come back, and now coming to the like 4.4. To finance the fiscal deficit, net market borrowing, you have to finance the deficit. Net market borrowing has to be done. Dated securities are estimated of 11.54 lakh crore. The balance financing is expected to come from small savings and other resources. Small savings come in the which fund? Public account. There's a fund called as a public account in which the government employees pensions fund and also small things are with there. That's a loan for the government or asset? Loan for the government, liability for the government. So that is also related to the gross market borrowing is to 14 lakh crore. So government has to show this all, that we are running the government on loans or on their own money. Loans are taken, direct borrowing 11 lakh crore, remaining 3 lakh crore from post office savings, etc. has been taken. On this all, interest has to be paid or not? Yes, interest has to be paid on this all. But consolidation is also going on this. We are reducing year by year the fiscal deficit of the. If you keep high fiscal deficit, that end up into high interest rates, and high interest rate into high inflation type situations. So this type of issues do come. So therefore, now finally, government has RBI today has reduced the repo rate after how many years? 5 years. So 5 years they have kept steady because high inflationary pressures were there. But finally, now looking at 5 years patience, the relative situation is now relieving, especially that once after 2 wars, 1 war is now stopped. Other things are remaining stable relatively. And Trump, you already know, 4 years, you already president. So those big problems, still we know what type of whimsical person is. So that way, now finally they are reduced. Relief on import of drugs and medicine. So now, good thing that's cancer we discussed. Among the non-communicable disease, one of the most dangerous is the cancer. And cancer has no particular reason why people suffer many times. It's not like you're in good habits, then you'll not suffer through. Abhay Bang, one of the famous doctor, and he also suffered from all such things. So this way, cancer has no particular limits. So then the medicines, if they're costly, if there is a import duties on them, then patients suffer like anything. So government agreed to give the exemptions from the basic custom duty, and other 6 life-saving medicines also concessional custom duty will be there of only 5% on that. So at least patients should not suffer financially. The critical minerals. So basic custom duty on 25 critical mineral that are not domestically available, one should reduce. Why? Because they have to be imported. Say cobalt powder. On our mobile phones, we use the cobalt. So cobalt powder is there. Lithium-ion battery, lead, zinc. These all are crucial for all batteries we use in mobile or cars or anything. But then we don't produce it domestically. Most of them are not available in India. So we have to import. But if we keep the high import duty, then they all become costly. And they are very crucial for economic growth. So finally, government agreed to reduce the basic custom duty on all of them. So it will help to availability of manufacturing in India and promote more jobs for our youth. Tirukural has been invoked by the finance minister, Tirukural, who's writer. Tiruvelluvar, a Tamil Jain poet was there. Tiruvelluvar, he's a famous writer of Tirukural. So just as living being life, live expecting rains, citizens live expecting the good governance. That has been like This budget has a shadow of Delhi elections, of course, but election commission has warned not to discuss Delhi at all in the budget. So they have kept the word, but they already done a homework, which is the main homework they've done. If you've seen, they already done a homework to win the election. Appointment of 8 finance commission. Delhi is the city of Babus. Main voters are the government employees only. 8 finance commission is very crucial for increasing the salaries. So that they have already done. So per se, there is no need to go separately in the election as such. But one way is good governance, etc. is a hint again that what to do. TDS, TCS rationalization for easing difficulties. So TDS is the tax related at source, and also it is sometimes called as a TCS, tax collected at source. But it becomes confusing. What is called as TDS and what is called as a TCS. TCS. They said keep only one word, na? So now they decided to use only which word? TDS. Because same function. Tax collected at source is same, tax related at source is same. But they are using multiple words. So they said no. Now we'll use only TDS and not TCS. Further, threshold amount of tax deducted will be increased from better clarity and uniformity. The limit for tax deduction on interest for senior citizens has been doubled from the present 50,000 to the most welcome one of the idea, because many times for old people, how they survive, they deposit their saving in the bank and on the interest they live. But then above interest, more than 50,000 interest annually they got, then directly tax deducted from their account. Actually, they will not be taxable. So government said, okay, we are credited tax, but we'll rebate you back. But never government. Yes. And then harassment happened. So finally, 50,000 to redly 1 lakh. So up to 1 lakh, TDS will not be cut. If they get annual interest more than 1 lakh, then only the TDS will be cut.
Annual interest.
Annual interest. Then on rent also, earlier if somebody received the rent of more than 2.40 lakh, then directly TDS is supposed to be cut. But now they increase it to 6 lakh. This reduces the number of transactions liable to TDS, thus benefiting the small taxpayers receiving small payments. Then ease of doing business. Though World Bank has stopped this index, internally we are still working on this idea called ease of doing business. The streamline the process of transfer pricing. Transfer pricing is what? That's the idea in what happens, that MNCs, when they take the profit out, they use this technique called the transfer pricing. Suppose you try to take the profit out, the government has a lot of restrictions, questions, and decide. So what to do? Suppose they want to buy some plastic bottles, which in the country available for say 20 rupees easily. They import it from Brazil from some company at 50 rupees per bottle. Now what is easily available in India itself for 20, they import it for 50. How come? And then pay the money. So that's the technique of transfer pricing. So this Brazilian company there only, and bottle is only 20 rupees only. But then they pay 50. No? So 30 rupees get transferred from India to Brazil. And plus some expenses. So that much tax has to be paid. Plus, so money also get transferred. Tax liability also come down. So this has become the common issue with the MNCs accused. So then disputes happen then. First they say that no, that bottle is that bottle. That can't be built domestically. That has very different. But the government said what's the difference? Like same. Lot of dispute happen. So I propose to introduce a scheme for determining arm's length price. So this is the idea called as arm's length price. That such bottle, how much will be the price? If you're already ready with table, then automatically such disputes will come down. So for such bottle, max price could be 25 only. Indian government decide. You buy it domestically, you import it. Now, if government already can 25 price, then can you import now for 50? You cannot. So give us a table in advance. So disputes will come down or go up? Come down. No. If you don't give a table, then data keep disputing. Problem come. So arm length price of international transactions for a block period of 3 years. That too for 3 years. Don't change every year. Because then transactions are long term, unnecessarily that's trouble. This is in line with the global best practices. So globally, this type of things are done. With a view to reduce the litigation and promote certainty in international transaction, the scope of safe harbor rules are being expanded. So there are safe harbor rules about what type of transactions are like, which fetch how much tax. Government give the full table only. When such tables are ready, then dispute go up or come down. Come down, people see that okay, this is our activity, this is like rules, and this will be the maximum taxation liability. So accordingly, safe harbors it build up. Then personal income tax reform with the special focus. So this is one of the most discussed things. The government has increased the tax brackets and significantly. Up to 12 lakh income now per se, there is no tax. But still doesn't mean that from suppose somebody has 15 lakh income, then he will has to pay from 4 lakh almost 5% tax, 8 to 12 lakh 10% tax, and then 15%, 20, 25, 30. More slabs are now introduced. But at lower level now up to 12 lakh direct income annually. If somebody is less than 12 lakh, then he is not liable to pay the income tax as such. So middle class will be some relief, but it is due. It's nothing favor because many years they not change the slab only. Well, inflation is going up, so fiscal drag was happening, and people are getting dragged into the next tax brackets and suffering. Well, government is getting a buoyancy. Buoyancy is an inflated collection of taxes. Common people are suffering, or they have to reduce their standard of living and keep paying taxes to the government. So finally, relief to some extent. So, okay, so this many are the main points in the budget that we discuss like. So some other day we'll also discuss the survey. We are not going to survey is more detailed, and survey has taken a full review of the economy, and how economy has gone through, and what issues may occur in the coming times for the economy. So more broader discussion has been there in the survey than a budget. Budget is a future looking, survey is a backward looking. Okay, any questions here? Online, do you have any questions?
How does rebate work? Rebate?
Rebate is what? Then the government take advance taxes. And then suppose I paid tax of 5 lakh, and at the end of the year it is found that my income is actually low and I'm supposed to pay only 3 lakh. But I already paid
More.
5 lakh. So then what about 2 lakh? Government give it back. So that is called as a rebate. So extra tax paid is given back. That's the idea.
So the limit for the 12 lakh is 12 lakh 75,000. So it's
for salaried people, 12 lakh 75,000.
How does that work? For 75,000. How does that work?
What?
The upper 75,000.
75,000 is called standard deduction.
Okay.
Standard deduction is for those who are salaried employees. What happened? I think I lecture. What happened that business people, what happened? Suppose I'm a business person and I show my income is at 12 lakh and my expenses are 10 lakh. Then my income is only 2 lakh. So this is the way I show. So I suppose then at 12 lakh is my expenses. The 12 lakh revenue, 12 lakh expenses, then zero.
Profit.
But that is not the salaried employee. Salaried employee, 12 lakh salary, 12 lakh income. Government is. Now that's curious. Businessman, they can show anything as income. They show expenses, no? Salaried people, government says that directly everything is income. Now people require clothes, no? Food, traveling. Don't have to spend anything on that. How can all be income? 12 lakh is revenue. Now how can that be income? So a lot of controversy happened always. So recently government agreed finally, and I agreed for the idea called standard deduction. So 75,000 rupees is for the food, clothing, and other things you can spend.
Every tax limit.
No, standard deduction. Standard 75,000 for every salaried employee.
Even if I'm earning 4 lakh rupees annually and you are earning 12 lakh rupees annually, both will get 70,000 rupees.
70,000 rupees.
Okay.
But up to 12 lakh as it is, there is no tax. So obviously it will be for above only. What do you think?
75,000. Then tax will
If you're salaried employee. If you're non-salaried, then 12 lakh. But businessman people, as I said, discussed, businessman, for them it's a big opportunity. 12 lakh, suppose that is 15 lakh rupees income. Still, they decide how much to pay the tax. Because out of 15 lakh, they will decide show that 14 lakh is my expenses. Then 1 lakh only is a. So they are earning 15 lakh, but showing only 1 lakh is income and paying income tax on 1 lakh. So salaried person, he is earning 12 lakhs. Then all 12 lakh he has to pay the
income tax.
Income tax. There's a big difference.
Salaried persons cannot show their expenses separately.
Salaried people, it is not allowed. That's the case. they are allowed in 75. There's government saying we are allowed 25,000. We are allowed in 75,000. Then in 75,000 you manage your food, clothing, home, everything you manage in that. Nothing more than that will be given like that. So this is the injustice surely. But this is the so businessmen are in profit in this case. Doing a businessman becomes easier.
Ease of doing business.
Ease of doing business. ठीक है, we'll stop.